Hello, my name is Lieve and I'm living in Belgium, and welcome to this first video of Jelly Plate for Dummies. So what I would like to do is explain really from the beginning every detail, because sometimes, well, often people get frustrated with their jelly plates because it is not working as they see it on some tutorials. And that is often because the basics are not known. So I will never accelerate a video because the drying times are really important for every technique. And if ever I need to stop filming because I need like half an hour or an hour drying time, I will always write it down, the amount of time that I let it dry. And today we will, in this first video, we will talk about the material, the basic material you need for the jelly plate, how to clean it, what paint to use, and how to use the roller, which is very, very important. So let's go. This is a 5 jelly plate. It's like it's an easy size because it's like half of a copy paper. This might look clean, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but if there are still a little bit of stains left on your jelly plate, I don't mind. I think they're adding to some texture for the next print. But if you want to clean them thoroughly, you can use a baby wipe to start with. And if you want to do it even better, I will show you. You can take mineral oil. Sometimes it's really surprising when you think your jelly plate is clean and then you put some drops of, you don't need much of the white mineral oil on there. Sometimes you're really surprised that your baby wipe is dirty and you're really wondering where it's coming from, and that's really because some of the pigments are really entering into the jelly plate, and so you can see it's not too bad, but still I get there was some ink left. So now my jelly plate is really clean, like I said, which I do not very often. What about the paint? Well, I will prove to you in all these videos that you don't need expensive paint. I will be using this paint, which is the cheapest you can possibly find. I think it's like €2.5 for this, and it works fine. I can even say that for some techniques it works better than the expensive paints, and so don't waste your money on expensive paint. Now you need a roller. I think I like this size of rollers. They are smaller rollers, bigger rollers, depending on the size of jelly plate you are using, and the movement that you have to make with your roller is very important. When you put the paint on, I show it here first. When you put the paint on the plate, don't go like this, because then you will spread the paint always on the same spot, and you can never get an even coat on the jelly plate. So what you have to do is this. I'm exaggerating now, but it's like a plane that lands and that, you see, like this. Now we're going to try this. You always have to have your paper ready. And then I always have an old book here to clean my roller on next to me. And there's a lot of space in there. So, what most people do wrong and why a lot of prints don't work exactly as you want is because you put on too much paint. You really don't need a lot of paint. So I will put, so this is enough for this size of plate. Now I'm going to try to, as quickly as possible, of course, put an even coat on, because how thinner the coat, how quicker it will dry. It is acrylic, it dries fast, but it is really important not to put on too much paint. So there we go. Like I said, this movement and then I clean my brayer and then I put on the paper. Now what is very important is don't take this off too quickly. When you're just pulling off one layer of paint, 30 seconds is fine, but you need those 30 seconds. So when you're not used to doing this in the beginning, watch the seconds and leave it on for 30 seconds. That will so your jelly plate will be clean after that, because the paper is going to pick up all the paint. So I think it's 30 seconds now, and you can lift a tip of the paper, and when your jelly plate is clean, you can go on pulling the print. If there's still paint left, then you have to leave it a little bit longer. So if ever there is paint left on your jelly plate, it's because you put on too much paint or you didn't leave the paper long enough. Okay, and then I am also going to show you how you can combine two colors. So I'm going to put my blue on this side, and now you need even less paint because you have two colors. So there we go, and a little bit more on this side. Now when you are blending two colors, you always have to start with the lightest color. So I'm starting with the yellow, and then I'm going to the blue, and then I go softly to the other side. I clean my brayer, go softly to the other side a little bit to make this more blend in. There we go. Clean my brayer, and I'm putting the paper on. These are two colors, but it is still one layer of paint, so 30 seconds will be enough. And then after that I will explain you the difference between blending two colors from yellow to blue and then mixing the two colors, which is very different. Okay, let me have a look. The plate is clean, so I can go on pulling my print. And so you have the blending. Now we're going to mix those two colors. So again, I'm putting a little bit of blue and a bit of yellow, and I'm going to take off a little bit of the blue because I know the yellow is not very pigmented, so you're not going to be able to see the mix. And then when you're mixing, well, you just have to roll and go on until you can even do this so that the paint is mixed on the jelly plate, and then you can pull the print. And then there is one last possibility that I will show you with these two colors. Okay, let's be patient. Let's have a look. Okay. So of course we will have green because the mix between the blue and the yellow is green. So now we have the even blue, we have the blending, and we have the mix of both colors. Now what you can also do is put on one color, put on the other one, and then just playing with the colors and not fuss too long, like this, and then you pull the print. Now this probably has to dry a little bit longer than the 30 seconds because there are some spots where the paint is thicker than what we've done on the previous prints because we didn't even it all over the plate. So let's wait for the 30 seconds to be passed. Lift up a corner and let's see what we have. You know, that's what I was expecting. You see, that's because the paint is thicker there. So if you leave it for like 1 or 2 minutes longer, this little spot would have been lifted off from your jelly plate too, and that one too. So it's just a question of the thickness of the layer and the drying time. So here you have the 4 possibilities: the blending, one color, and then the mixing of the 2 colors together, and then just braying it out until you think it looks fine. So I hope you've learned something, and if you liked this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss out on many other videos about jelly printing. Thank you. Bye.